Muslim, someone's no religion, someone has 3 legs, someone has 5 legs, someone has an arm. You don't care. Because you have that mind. 받아들이는 거. 포용하는 거. You have that. If someone says to you, oh, you're Buddhist? Then you can say, anyway, I like you. And you can say, by the way, Jesus wasn't Christian either. So me and Jesus same. Jesus was not Christian. Why are you saying you are Christian? Jesus was not Christian. Jesus was a human being. Jesus was love. So you can teach them. Not this kind of teaching, but with an open mind. This is Buddhism's lokal. So, identifying yourself as Buddhist, it's not really important. To be honest, I don't identify myself strongly as Buddhist. My main concern every day is, how can I be a good human being? Really. Because human beings, we all have habits to get angry, to hold the anger, to be prejudiced about something, or we all have that. So how do you be a true human being? That's our work with Buddhism. Really. So we don't worry about Buddhist, not Buddhist. We don't have this problem like Nancy's friends make for her. We don't. This gentleman before said, Nantuchanya. 얼마나 아름다워요. 너무 안 되지, 바깥에 등록해야지, 뭐 자주 와야지, 뭐 이거 좀 등록해야지, 없어. 너무 차서. But in a jobbingship, and he left. I mean, because some schedule he left. But I know he respects this place because no one jumped on him to make an identity. In the past, this was important, to make groups and identities, to survive. Especially when I'm speaking to a group of when Koreans first came to America, to survive. How do we survive? Yeah, my Chosungal was a saint 100 years ago. So, but now it's not so important. Now people much more respect. So that's attitude's okay. Leave it alone. But you can teach them. You can say, oh yeah, Jesus was also not Christian. Why be Christian? Jesus is love. And I love you. Good. Game over. 원준이, 승리, good job. But if you go into their thing and the sound and go, oh, just be very light about it. Except they understand. They understand in the end that mentality is losing now. It's losing. They know young people don't want it anymore. Okay? So, leave it alone. Don't worry too much about the Buddhism part. Just come down, do your practice. Be a nice person. That's what Buddhism teaches. It doesn't teach us to be Buddhist. It teaches us to be a nice person. Even when it's hard. I practice, I try. That nice person just appears. Because it's already inside. Buddha doesn't give it to me. Kwanzaa also doesn't. I am. So if I practice, nice person comes out. Then people like that. More than Buddhist, more than Christian. Okay? So try that. Okay? Any other questions? 야, 그 다음에.
제가 한국에서 그 스님 얘기나 이렇게 책 들었을 때 굉장히 유명한 여기서 이렇게 가깝게 많은 사람들이 있어서 너무 행복하고요.
네.
오늘 좋은 말씀 주세요. 저도 이제 50이 됐는데 항상 그 아침에는 그 미국 교회 가서 목사님 얘기 듣고 좋은 게 있어서 이제 전체적으로 이렇게 스님의 말씀을 불안 이런 데서 좀 정상 수가 있나요?
아마도. 네, 있어요. 네.
좋을 것 같아요.
네, 모르겠죠. 보시죠. 네. 어쨌든 노력하겠습니다. 또 뒤에서
오늘 말씀이 저도 원래 크리스찬인데 저희 신문에서 보고 그런데 굉장히 좋은 말씀 들어서
감사합니다.
기쁜 것 같습니다. 그리고 몇 가지 여쭤볼 게 있는데 부디즘에 대해서 영어로 쓰신 책이 있는지 교수님께서 이제 부디즘에 대한 책을 영어로 쓰신 책이 있는지 있으면 그 책 이름하고 그다음에 이제 크리스찬은 이제 메인 골이 우리가 이제 going to heaven and get eternal life 그거 이제 주로 많이 얘기하잖아요.
네.
근데 부디즘에서 말씀하시는 게 아까 이제 참선하는 거 많이 말씀하셨는데 비싸의 참선 말고 또 어떤 다른 무슨 골이 있는지 그거 한번 듣고 싶고 또 하나 이제 참선은 많이 말씀하셨는데 데일리 프랙티스니까는 뭐 하루 스케줄 그러니까 몇 시에 몇 시에 일어나셔서 그런 거 한번 듣고 싶습니다.
Okay. First one, some book. Book is really not so important. You can.
And if you have a book, I can read your book, so I can see more knowledge.
Yeah, we don't really emphasize books so much. I mean, my point is, if you already came here, that means you understand, you have some interest in practice. But I can outside I can write one down for you. But the book, the words, the 내용 is not so important. This book, 이 책, this book, 이 수도, 이 경전, 이거 성경보다도 바이블보다도 더 훌륭한, 중요한 책이에요. This is more important than the Bible. Okay? So anyway, I write one down, but you have to read it and throw it away. Don't get too involved. This, it's only pointing to here. It's only pointing to here. Second thing, talk about that in Christianity, go to heaven, and we emphasize practice. It's really clear. It's really clear that Jesus said very clearly, the kingdom of heaven is within. You know that's in the gospel. You know that. That was probably one of the 3 reasons why he was killed. Because he said the kingdom of heaven, until that time the Judaic, the teaching was, burn something, make some offering, then the smoke from this burnt offering went to God, and God was very happy, then you go to heaven. But then Jesus said, no. That's not correct. The kingdom of heaven is inside. Okay? So you must understand that point, Jesus pointed that, and the Buddhist teaching is the same. It's the same. It's the same. It's the same point. It's not 2 different things. It's the same point. So, return to my fundamental true nature. We call it Buddha or Buddha nature, true self, 참나, 진아, 참정신. It doesn't matter, that's only name. But it has no name, has no form. So in the Old Testament, 구약에서 야훼가 말하기로 조용하고 내가 하나님인 줄 알고 있어. Be still and know that I am God. Okay? So that's 참선. Be still and know that I am God. Okay? So I want to show you it's the same point. Extremely important. It's the same point. Anyone who tells you it's not the same point is lying to you. They're just selling some crap. It's not real spirituality. It's just to make you confused. It's the same thing. And in Islam too. Doesn't matter. Okay, so that's very important. A schedule for practice is, it's not based on a schedule, but it's good. Just if you can, 10 minutes. 10 minutes every day. Sit. Just this position. You can sit in a chair. You can sit like this, with your knees like this. You can sit in a chair. Everyone has different body, different condition. It's not some mystical, special, weird practice. It just means this architecture, this physical architecture is very stable. If you sit like this, you don't do if you sit meditation like this, in a few minutes, it's not very stable for concentration. So we sit like this because this is very stable. That's all. It's a very stable posture. Our eyes are open. Eyes are open about this much on the far. Not staring at the floor, but just open, very light. And then we're watching our breathing because we breathe. And when we watch our breathing, we remain in this moment. That's all. It's not some special mystical practice. It's about staying right here, right now. Then what's different about chamsong, hwadusong, chamsong? It means this question, this fundamental question we have. What am I? What's this like? What is it? What? What hears that? What heard that? What? I say, Hyungak heard that. But my teacher gave me that name. I got that name at 25 years old. So not that name. That name is not truth. Maybe my American name. No, my mother gave me that. What hears that? So using this natural question, this natural doubt, that's hwadusong, that's chamsong. Looking, just look. So even 10 minutes. You don't need some special schedule. 10 minutes is better than nothing. But if you want to do more, there's a program at the temple here. Come, every Sunday maybe, or some day during the day if it's okay, and see. But not just in temple. You can do it at home. Any place is your temple. Any place is Buddha. So it's posture, breathing, question. That's our chamsong, 선불교. Okay? It's not based on words, some explanation, some 해석, some 성경, it's not. Those are just like 차림표. That's all. A book, a teaching, it's just like a menu. It's only a menu. 배고파. 나 배고파요. 난 너무 배고팠으면 좋겠다. 뭘 이런 배고픈 상태에서 나좀 뼈 된장찌개 있구나, 김치찌개 있구나, 청양고추 있구나, 수제비 있어요. 비빔밥 먹을까? 좀 불고기 들어서 뭐겠죠? 이런 거 이거 먹겠어요. 수제비. 수제비 좋겠다. 수제비 한 그릇 주세요. 그래서 메뉴 내놓고 수제비 올 때 계속 메뉴표 그냥 공부하면서 수제비 먹는 사람 미친놈이야. You use this menu to see, I'm hungry, 불만족, and what will help me today? 여러 가지 배고픈 상태도 있어요. Sometimes you want something light, sometimes you want something very heavy. 아저씨 같은 사람들은 삼겹살 하나 소주 한 병 좀 하면 되겠다. Right? So you choose, then when the food comes, eat the food. The menu cannot help you at that point. Okay? Then you put the menu down and eat. Then 만족. But you never find someone in a restaurant eating the food and looking at the menu. Eating the food and looking at the menu. Eating the food and looking at the menu. The menu is just helping you to find the food that helps you. That's all. Then put the menu down. So that means practice. That's what I'm saying. You can look at a book, but don't worry too much about it. I'm sorry, I want to say one thing. If you look, there's religions in the world that are called religion of the book. Religion of the book, these three big religions. Their names are, the name for them is religion of the book. Because they're based totally, completely on believing this book. I don't have my iPhone, but I tell you, if you go into your email right now, if you go into your Yahoo account right now to check your email, I promise you, $100. I promise you, when you check your email right now, there's going to be some story about violence or suffering created by a religion of the book. I promise you, you'll find it every time you open your email. Our practice, we use the book. We have our book too. But the book is not the total truth. It's like the menu. The menu describes the food. The menu describes the food, but that menu cannot satisfy my hunger. I use the menu to find my food, then put the menu down, eat the food. The food will satisfy me, not the book about the food. And that's the difference. That's why when you open your email account, you won't find a story about people who are not of the book. Buddhism is considered a religion not of the book. You will not find a story about violence created by a religion not of the book. That's the difference. We don't attach to the words. Okay? So use it. You can check out this book. I don't recommend, but if you want a little understanding, but look at that understanding and put it on the side. Don't hold it, don't fight over it, don't argue over it, don't make, oh, this is right, that's wrong. Look at it, put it down. Then do this is eating the food. Your food. This book. Okay? Great. Any other questions? Yeah. Yeah, DSL.
I have a son who asked me questions that I can answer.
Great.
I guess he's
Bring him to me.
right, and maybe if you can offer some, I guess, answer, it will be great. He asked me who created God. And his second question is...
That one's easy to answer.
Really?
Really, that is so easy.
I told him to Google it, but I don't know whether to...
That's not bad. That's not bad. But still, I have a better answer for you. Okay.
And his second question is, what's bigger than God?
Great.
So if you can...
Great. Those are really good questions. Wow. 아주 무서운 아들이다. So, who made God? That's so easy to answer. That's like easier than brushing my teeth. The person who says God, that person made God. And that's all. Really. The person who made God, who says God, that person made God. Here, I'll help you understand it better. I'm going to ask you. Oh, it's your son?
Yes, that's
Oh, I want to ask him. Good. Who made Boogaloo?
I don't know what that means.
Well, who made it?
I don't know.
Who made Boogaloo? Huh? Yes! Who made Gabliga? Who made Gabliga? Huh? Mama, don't help him. Right, right. Who made Boogaboo? Huh? Yes. That's all. Who made God? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Yeah. It's the same thing. It is the same thing. I love it. Go on YouTube. Don't believe me. Go on YouTube and you look at these. There's this very sad situation in the Syrian civil war happening right now. I am deeply concerned about that. I check that news every day. I have a habit. I like to check the news every day. I have to always. I read the New York Times every day. It's just an old habit from when I was like this age. And it's amazing. You get on YouTube and you see these videos. It's incredible. I mean, it's sad. It's not good, but it's shocking. And these guys are, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. God is great. They're saying God is great while killing other people. God is great while killing other people. So that's who made God. So now ask me your second. What's your name? The one who asked the question. 형 아니면은 형이 그 문호사. 그 두 번째 질문. What's bigger? Ask me. That. God is just a word. It's only a stupid word. It's a word. It's a word. What's bigger than that three-letter word? Bigger? Vaster? More infinite? That. Much bigger. Really. You know, when I was growing up, did you ever like the Greek myths? The Greek myths. When I was your age, even a little younger, I was really, the Greek mythology, I really recommended you guys, if you want 5 minutes away from your smartphones sometime. Read the Greek myths, Greek mythology. It's great, incredible teaching. In the Greek mythology, the greatest god is Zeus. Zeus. You can go to Greece. I was in Greece recently teaching. You go to Greece, parts of Italy, much of the Mediterranean, statues. They lived their lives offering things to Zeus, offering offerings, their biggest cow, their offering to Zeus. Where is Zeus now? Who made Zeus? Same situation. It's the same situation. It's the same. And not only that, I'm sorry to be a little bit like a professor, but this is actually true. If you read the Bible, which you should, one time only, the ancient Israelites believed in many gods. They believed in many gods. Many. This is in the Bible. This is part of their history. The ancient Israelites, for a long time, had many gods. Then there was regional gods. Then there was the God of Jerusalem. Then there was just one God. Where did all those other gods go? This is just a creation of culture. It's a creation of history. That's all. God. So, who made God? The person who said God made God. And what's bigger than God? Not saying God. Because that's a small God. Okay? Yeah. Very simple. Any more? What do we have time-wise? Sunim time-wise? What should we do? You tell me.
저기 5시 반에 여기서 떠날 거거든요.
그러니까,
스님이,
네 시.
예, 스님이 피곤하시니까.
Yeah? Okay, one more person if we have a question. Very good questions, this family. Very, very good. Thank you.
예, 제가 내려다보게 됐군요. 예, 저 학생들이 많아서 좀 물어보기가 좀 벅한 질문이긴 하지만 그래도 뭐 우리가 다 살면서 생각하는 거기 때문에 하나 물어보고 싶어서 고맙습니다.
Yeah. I didn't understand what you said.
예.
I'm sorry.
학생들이 많아서
Yeah.
어린 학생들이 있어서 좀 물어보기가 좀 겁했는데
Yeah.
다 살면서 생각하는 문제다.
Yeah.
생각해보고 싶어서 좀 물어보고 싶네요.
Yeah.
이렇게 이해가 되셨죠?
No, I don't. You have the 사투리 가지가 뭐다. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. 그래서 만들지 마.
Anyway, he want to ask you.
Oh, yeah, okay. 좀 하세요.
저 스님 사진보다 훨씬 더 실물이 좋으시네요. 제가 궁금한 건 죽음입니다. 죽음.
죽음.
우리한테 죽음은 어떤 의미일까요?
우리한테 죽음 무슨 의미?
죽음이 우리에게 어떤 의미일까? 그리고 죽으면 어떤 일이 일어날까?
오케이. 나 두 가지 그 질문도에서 제가 한 가지 대답을 드릴게요. 내가 죽고 나서 물어봐. 어떻게 내가 죽고 하고 나서 하지 않는데 내가 어떻게 답을 줄 수 있어? 죽고 나서 그때 물어보시면 내가 엄청나게 좋은 대답을 다 설명하고 사진도 지켜보는 수준인지 모르겠죠.
몇 년 전에 신문에 난 얘기도 큰 스님한테 이 비슷한 질문을 했는데 똑같은 대답을 하셨었어요.
그거 굉장히 만족하고 진짜 그거 왜냐면 사실이니까.
나중에 만나서 뭐 맞다 틀리다 저 귀찮게 하지 않을 테니까 그냥.
No, 괜찮아요. 오케이, 앉으세요. 저희 누구에게 예를 들면은 내가 몬타나주 아직도 가보지 못해서 나에게 스님이 몬타나주 어떻게든 좀 내가 몬타나주 방문하고 나서 좀 소백이 든다고 하는 똑같은 일이다. 거짓말이나 무슨 신화 들고 싶지 않아요. 뭐 물건은 어떤 설명했지만은 제가 사실에 대해서 이야기하고 싶어요. 제 경험 진실하게 이야기하고 싶어서 그래서 죽고 나서 그때 물어보시면 돼. 진짜. 또 한 명 더. 뒤에서.
아까 그 크리스찬은 우리가 죽고 나서 해본 가는 게 그 메인 볼이잖아요. Gaining eternal life. 근데 아까 크리스찬이랑 부디즘이 똑같다 그랬잖아요. 그러면 우리가 죽고 나서는 모른다면 그게 같은 게 아닌 게 아닌가?
그래. 물건 가르치는 윤회였어요. 윤회. 사실 그분은 서가모니 부처님 만들어내신 가르침. 이거 이 조사님 위한 대답 만족되었는지 모르겠죠. 윤회. 돌리고 돌리는 윤회. 그 불교의 기본 우리 생사 문제에 대한 가르침 설명입니다. 윤회라고 하는 일이 서가모니 부처님 만들어내 주신 일이 절대 아니었어요. 일체. I should do this English. I'm sorry for some of our guests who don't speak English. So they're asking about death, and they're asking about the question of Christianity talks about some sort of eternal life, and Buddhism talks about rebirth, not reincarnation, rebirth. So he's asking kind of a little bit, what is your relation to? So Buddhist teaching is fundamentally emphasizes this teaching of rebirth. Doesn't teach reincarnation.
So is it different between rebirth and reincarnation?
Yes, there's a difference. Yes. Reincarnation is a Hindu teaching that when I die, this me is reborn kudero. It's the same thing, the same object is just appear again, as it is, the consciousness, the package. The Buddha said no. And it wasn't from a book. He looked, 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 looked. That's called meditation. Looked. Then he saw, oh, this mind is a changing, it's not mind, an object, or mind, when we say me or mind. He said it's like gases that are constantly revolving. Form, feelings, perceptions, impulses, consciousness. The 5 skandhas. Okay, so he said, what we call mind is 5 different kinds of materials that are like gases, like 5 gases. They're just changing. So when you die, they're also changing, and something appears that is you, but it is also changed. That's rebirth. Reincarnation says, this thing goes to here. Buddha said it's like a candle. If you take a candle, and you take this lit candle with a fire, and you touch it to this candle, it's the same flame, but it's also different. It has changed. Okay, it's not the same object. Here, it's still here. Okay, anyway. So Buddhist teaching is rebirth. Reincarnation says object moves. Rebirth says substance changes. Substance transfers, but changes at the same time. That's a very scientific view. Scientific. We can prove that in a way. Sorry, but this is my teaching method. Here's coffee. Here's coffee. Yeah. It's empty. Yeah. So, the coffee is gone. Someone might say, the coffee is now gone. Yeah, when someone dies, we say, they are gone. They're gone. They left. Torakaseo. Connecting to your question about your mother. You can say this coffee is gone, but it's not gone. It's here. And it's changing. It's changing. This is physics. This is natural law. This is why Buddhism is such an extraordinary teaching. Because it's changing. It's here. This coffee is still in this world. It didn't leave the universe when it left this cup. Just like her mother's consciousness. It is energy. It's just matter. Give me your phone. Same. Buddhism's amazing. Here's battery. The battery runs out. The battery goes to 0, right? But that energy, when it leaves the when this is spent, when the battery is spent, that energy that was in the battery didn't exit the universe and not exist. It becomes heat in my hand. It's become heat in my hand. It heats the air a little bit. The energy has just changed into another, but it is still in the universe. It's just changing. It has become one hand, and this, something that. That's all. We know that. That's why one of the 3 laws is matter can neither be created nor destroyed. That is a law of physics. So why say the matter of the soul? I was born in 1964. The teaching I received from my parents said, before 1964, you had no substantial existence. Nothing. Then God decided, okay, let's make this guy. We don't have anything, we'll make it from nothing. I come out, then I exist into eternity, either in heaven or, most likely, in hell. That doesn't make sense with anything we know, with the battery energy of this, with this, I eat this is anything. If I burn these flowers with a lighter, they disappear, right? But they have become carbon, nitrogen, some of it is in here, molecules are in here, some of it's in my lungs, some of it's in my blood. It does not exit the universe. Matter is neither created nor destroyed. Okay? So, we can say, this is answering your two wonderful questions. This coffee is God. But any intelligent person knows this coffee is not God. Coffee's in here. And I go to the bathroom pretty soon. Then you can test that toilet when I go to the bathroom. And you will detect caffeine, soy, I had soy milk.
Sugar.
I didn't put sugar in. But you get the point. But it's not coffee. It's urine. But it has the properties of the coffee I drank. So, Yunhe. Around and around and around and around and around and around. Physics proves it, your experience proves it, your eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, mind, and pH paper can prove that. The same acid level as coffee you're going to find in that. I promise you. That's physics. That's science. That's also our consciousness. So the Buddhist teaching, because it's not based on some stupid myth or some stupid belief system, it's based on observation. That's why because the Buddha was just a strict observer of his mind. And he saw that my mind, the laws that govern this universe and this coffee becoming urine, and the mountain, the Grand Canyon was underwater, now it's... All of those laws are also the same laws that govern my mind. That's all. That's all, he said. I follow the same laws. So, according to this, you get what I'm saying. So, this teaching. Very interesting. So there's this teaching about some eternal life story they give you. Some eternal life story they give you. You know, when I was a kid, I liked Popeye. Popeye the Sailor Man. And Popeye used to be very weak, and then if he eats spinach, he becomes... then he can beat anyone. So I believe that, if I eat spinach, I will become strong like Popeye, I can beat up bad people. So I ate spinach, even though I hated it. That's the same as this eternal life story. It's totally just a myth to get people to be good. That's all. But it's not real. It's not science. It's not observable. It's not scientific. It doesn't have any meaning. So a child is born with no arms in Sudan, with no access to hospital, no access to medicine, no access to technology, or let's say with a heart problem, and yet the same kind of child is born in Minneapolis or New York with the same problem: access to technology, access to hospital, access to an operation to save life. They both get eternal life. They both have the same shot. No. That's a philosophy for slaves, mental slaves. So, 100 years ago, now America has a big drought. In Texas, there was a big drought in Oklahoma and Texas for the last 3 or 4 years, almost no rain. Remember? Drought. Really serious drought. Almost no rain. 100 years ago, our ancestors said, oh, no rain. It's because our village, our region has not been worshiping God. We have to do more. We have to worship God. We should kill some witches. Kill some, maybe that witch, that woman.
Yes.
She has a strange eye. It's because of her. Because they couldn't see the cause and effect. So they said, God is angry, God is angry, God is angry, God. That's what religion comes from. So we had in Colorado, huge floods, wiped out a bunch of things, killed a bunch of people. 100 years ago, people didn't see causes. They just thought, oh my God, suddenly it rained, 58 people killed. God is angry, 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 we have to do something. Kill 10 people, do this, put some money, build a church, he will be happy. Now we have computer modeling. There's extra rain over Colorado this year because a high-pressure system has been blocked over the southern plains. That's being caused by a low-pressure front over the Canadian frontier. That's being caused by heating in the North Pacific Ocean, and the heating in the North Pacific Ocean is being caused by El Nino off of the coast of Chile. There's an irregular depression over. We know. We have computers, we can do modeling that shows this causes this, and this causes this, and this causes this, and this causes this. We know it now. But our ancestors did not, so they created myths in order to explain it. So this eternal life stuff, which doesn't make sense. It does not make sense.
I have one party who says same thing as that.
Sorry? Yeah, please go.
I have the pastor even said just like the same thing you just said.
Pastor? Good, you should thank that pastor. He's a good man. He's not telling you a lie. He's a Korean?